Imagine a leader whose influence continues to reverberate through the corridors of his country's governance, long after his untimely departure. This was Murtala Mohammed for Nigeria. Born to a prominent Fulani family in Kano in November of 1938, Mohammed's life took a trajectory that would shape the future of Nigeria. His military career was marked by courage, leadership, and strategic brilliance, propelling him through the ranks of the Nigerian army. But it was in 1975, when he played a pivotal role in a military coup, that Mohammed's influence truly took root. As head of state, he implemented reforms that sought to eradicate corruption, promote social justice, and instill discipline within society. His foreign policy was marked by a strong commitment to Pan-Africanism and self-reliance, strengthening Nigeria's ties with other African nations. Join us as we journey through the life of this remarkable man, who left an indelible mark on the Nigerian society. Born into a prominent Fulani family in Kano, Nigeria, Murtala Mohammed's journey towards becoming a national icon started early. His birth on November 8, 1938, marked the arrival of a future leader who would leave an indelible mark on Nigeria's history. He was not born with a silver spoon, but into a family that valued education and instilled in him a sense of duty and discipline. This upbringing played a significant role in shaping his character and future career. He attended local schools in Nigeria, where he developed an early interest in military service and leadership. This passion led him to the Nigerian Military Training College in Kaduna, a stepping stone to his illustrious military career. At the college, Mohammed excelled in his studies, displaying an innate talent for strategic thinking and leadership. His dedication and hard work did not go unnoticed, and he soon found himself climbing the ranks of the Nigerian army. He was a soldier's soldier, always leading from the front. His courage and tactical acumen were well respected among his peers and superiors alike. As he served in various capacities within the army, Mohammed's reputation as a dedicated and fearless leader grew. He was not just a soldier, but a strategist, demonstrating his skills in Nigeria's military interventions. Perhaps most notably, during the Nigerian Civil War from 1967 to 1970, he commanded troops with bravery and strategic brilliance. His leadership during this turbulent period of Nigeria's history earned him recognition both domestically and internationally. However, it wasn't just his military prowess that distinguished Mohammed. His charisma, combined with a deep sense of patriotism and a vision for a better Nigeria, were what truly set him apart. His military career laid the foundation for his future role as a transformative leader of Nigeria. His military career was just the start to a life that would forever change the face of Nigeria. And so, the stage was set for Mohammed's ascent to power, a journey that would see him implement significant reforms and leave an enduring legacy. Murtala Mohammed's military career was a testament to his leadership skills and strategic acumen. Born into a prominent Fulani family in Kano, Nigeria, Mohammed was no stranger to the importance of discipline and leadership. His journey with the Nigerian army began at the Nigerian Military Training College in Kaduna, where he was molded into a soldier ready to serve his nation. Mohammed's rise through the ranks of the Nigerian army was nothing short of meteoric. He served in various capacities, each time demonstrating an uncanny ability to lead and inspire those under his command. His leadership skills were not just confined to the barracks, they extended to the battlefield, where he showed his strategic acumen. The Nigerian Civil War, which spanned from 1967 to 1970, was a definitive period in Mohammed's military career. He led his troops with bravery and strategic acumen, gaining recognition not only within Nigeria but also beyond its borders. His service during this time was instrumental in shaping his leadership style, which would later inform his approach to governance. As the 1970s rolled in, Nigeria found itself in the grip of political unrest. It was during this period that Mohammed played a pivotal role in orchestrating a military coup. In July 1975, the coup successfully ousted General Yakubu Gowon from power. This was no ordinary coup, for it marked a significant shift in the nation's power dynamics. Mohammed, with his charismatic leadership and strategic acumen, emerged as the head of state and commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces. Leading the Supreme Military Council, Mohammed was not just a military leader. He was now the leader of a nation hungry for change. The responsibility was immense, but Mohammed, with his military discipline and leadership skills, was ready to take on the challenge. His rise to power was marked by a commitment to bring about significant reforms in the nation. With the successful coup, Mohammed found himself at the helm of Nigeria, ready to chart a new course for the nation. Opening. As head of state, Mohammed wasted no time in implementing significant reforms. His administration was marked by a fervor for change, a drive to root out corruption, and a passion for improving governance. Murtala Mohammed's vision was one of social justice and equality. He was not just a military leader, he was a reformer, a visionary who sought to overhaul the system. One of Mohammed's signature initiatives was the War Against Indiscipline, or WAI. This was more than a campaign, it was a movement that aimed to instill discipline and integrity in Nigerian society. The WAI was not just about orderliness or punctuality, it was a call for moral rectitude, a plea for honesty, and a rallying cry for accountability. The WAI was a reflection of Mohammed's belief that the nation's progress was directly linked to the discipline of its people. But Mohammed's vision extended beyond Nigeria's borders. He pursued an active foreign policy, strengthening Nigeria's ties with other African nations. He understood the power of unity, the strength in numbers. He believed in the potential of Africa, and he was determined to see it realized. His foreign policy was marked by a strong advocacy for Pan-Africanism. Mohammed championed the cause of African unity, anti-colonialism, and self-reliance. He was not just Nigeria's leader, he was a voice for Africa, a proponent of African power and pride. He played a significant role in regional and international forums, pushing for African interests and advocating for the continent's progress. Mohammed's policies and reforms were not without challenges. There were those who resisted his changes, those who preferred the status quo, but Mohammed was undeterred. He stood firm in the face of opposition, driven by his conviction that his policies were necessary for Nigeria's progress. His tenure may have been short, but his impact was significant. In less than a year, he had begun to reshape Nigeria. He had started to transform a nation plagued by corruption and inefficiency into a country marked by discipline, integrity, and progress. Mohammed's legacy extends far beyond his policies and reforms. His leadership style, characterized by decisiveness, boldness, and a deep sense of patriotism, continues to inspire future generations of leaders. His vision for Nigeria, marked by social justice, good governance, and national pride, continues to guide the nation's course. Closing. In a short span, Mohammed had started to reshape Nigeria both domestically and internationally. His vision, his reforms, his policies, and his foreign relations efforts were all part of a larger picture. A vision of a better Nigeria, a stronger Africa, and a just world. His legacy, marked by his commitment to discipline, integrity, and progress, continues to shape the nation. Mohammed's tenure may have been short, but his impact was profound. He was a leader, a reformer, a visionary, a man who dared to dream of a better Nigeria and worked tirelessly to make it a reality. The promising journey of Murtala Mohammed was tragically cut short on February 13, 1976, a day that would be etched into the annals of Nigeria's history forever. On this fateful day, an attempt to usurp power through a coup d'état, led by a faction within the Nigerian military, ended in the assassination of this charismatic leader. The shock of his untimely death reverberated not only through the corridors of power in Nigeria, but also across the international community. The nation was plunged into a period of mourning, reflection, and uncertainty. The abrupt end to Mohammed's leadership left many questioning what the future held for Nigeria. But every dark cloud has a silver lining, and in the aftermath of Mohammed's death, his vision for Nigeria began to crystallize. His leadership, albeit brief, had sown the seeds of change, and they began to sprout, shaping the course of Nigeria's future. Mohammed's policies and reforms aimed at rooting out corruption and promoting social justice had instilled a sense of hope in the citizens. His war against indiscipline had begun to foster a culture of integrity and discipline. His active foreign policy had positioned Nigeria as a significant player on the international stage, particularly in the Pan-African movement. Even though his life was cut short, Murtala Mohammed had set the wheels in motion for a new Nigeria. His vision and reforms continue to echo through the corridors of Nigeria's governance, serving as a benchmark for subsequent leaders. His ideals of transparency, accountability, and social progress have been engraved into the nation's consciousness, guiding its path towards a brighter future. And so, Murtala Mohammed's legacy lives on, not just in the history books, but in the hearts and minds of Nigerians. he is remembered fondly as a reform-minded leader who dared to dream of a better Nigeria, and who had the courage to set the nation on the path towards that dream. Despite his untimely death, Murtala Muhammad's vision and reforms continue to shape Nigeria, reminding us that true leadership transcends the confines of time.